In this country, we are allowing billionaires like Elon Musk to LARP as being cooler than they really are and better at things than they really are, and it is doing untold damage to society. It is doing untold damage to the fabrics of the minds of individuals who prop up these billionaires, and it's doing damage to the billionaires. Can you believe that billionaires can have more damage done to them than there already is? But folks, today we are going to go in to the glazing of Elon Musk. And this man is glazed. This man is being ridden in ways, is being deep-throated in ways that are disgusting, diabolical. And people are feeding into this. People are allowing this guy to live out his fantasy of being cool, of being Tony Stark. Okay? So I want to get into first what I am talking about exactly, and I think the perfect example of what I'm talking about here is this video. I'm gonna key it up right now.
How great was watching him realize in real time how stupid Don Lemon is?
What do you mean by woke mind virus? Woke mind virus.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right here. Do you see this guy in the bottom right corner? He has not done a single thing that indicates that he knows what video is playing behind him at any time so far in this video. Let's run it back. This guy is awesome.
How great was watching him realize in real time how stupid Don Lemon is?
What do you mean by woke mind virus? Woke mind virus is when you stop caring about.
He's like pretending to be thinking about things. I know this video isn't about him, but shout out that guy. Shout out that guy. He just does like this motion in a warehouse, and then they put him over like Rachel Maddow, Elon Musk. They just put him over everything.
People's skills and their integrity, and you start focusing instead on gender and race and other things that are different from that. This whole idea about DEI, if you go woke or whatever, you go broke, that's not necessarily true. Choose your question carefully. There's 5 minutes left.
Epic. Wow, did you see how good Elon's oration skills are? Did you see how epic he is when he tells Don Lemon, it's time to wrap it up because I don't want to talk about DEI anymore, right? And obviously Joe Rogan talking about Elon Musk. Joe Rogan, this is the problem with Joe Rogan, is he is built like a henchman, so he feels like he has to act like a henchman. So when people like Trump and Elon go on the podcast, I think his natural body's predilection towards henchman activities fires off. I think the part of his brain that goes, "Duh, where we going, boss?" It just kicks in. So, we watched this video here, right?
How great was watching him realize in real time how stupid Don Lemon is?
What do you mean by woke mind virus? Woke mind virus is when you stop.
Elon epically shuts him down. So, I wanted to watch some of these Elon Musk interviews because I go, okay, wow. He knows how to handle himself in these interviews. He knows how to kind of like play the big dog against these guys. He knows how to like, and by the way, this is a guy with many, many $1 billion. This is a country that values money above anything else. So it's pretty easy to like, big dog and one up people in interviews if that is the case. So, but I was interested. I wanted to watch some of these interviews that people make these edits of. Let's see what really happened in that exchange.
This whole idea about DEI, if you go woke or whatever, you go broke, that's not necessarily true. People with diverse leadership teams and diverse workers make more money and more innovative.
Like I said, my view is that the only basis for promoting somebody should be their skills, talents, and their integrity, and that's it.
I had my brain melted by watching these Elon Musk interviews with like mainstream media figures or whatever. It is so boring. And I'm not saying that's just because Elon. The people who interview him equally are usually pretty annoying. Watching him and Don Lemon talk and have these little back and forth is like watching an argument in an AV club. Okay? It is two pocket protectors going at it. There's nothing wrong with wearing a pocket protector. It means you're smarter than me. But people build these arguments up as though Elon is owning these interviewers in these like insane, oh, you have 5 more minutes to ask me questions. No, in reality, that conversation went on for 20 minutes where Don Lemon and Elon Musk go back and forth about, well, actually, these people are underrepresented in these fields. Well, I just don't think that we should let people who aren't qualified for the job do the job. Well, actually, qualifications haven't gone down. And that lasted in a circle for 25 minutes. And we are talking about this guy. Like not only did he make some successful companies, he put together some successful companies. He hired some people who were really smart and capable. He's pretty smart and capable himself. It's overblown. And I know I'm getting heated right now, but after watching this guy in interviews, I'm on fire about how upset I am at how much credit this guy gets for being interesting and good in interviews and good at other stuff that he's not. We're going to go through it in the video, okay? So in this video, I'm going to detail what he lies about, what he exaggerates, what people give him credit for, and basically the predictions that he's made that are wrong. Okay. So, this is just another Don Lemon segment right here.
You didn't mean that I'm on the left? Did you think that?
I thought you were on the left, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm used. Well, let's just say I don't know what the left is or the right is, frankly, these days, because things can be quite polarized. But you seem. My impression was that you're more likely to be described as on the left than the right.
I can't watch any more of this. I'm sorry. I queued up more of this video, and it is actually important for this video that I continue. I will find the way to work around this. I cannot watch these two talk unedited for this long. Okay? Do you know why they make those edits of Elon Musk on YouTube Shorts? Which I am kind of giving away how often I watch YouTube Shorts. It's mostly gun stuff. Okay? But if you watch enough gun stuff, Elon Musk edits are fed to you. That's not my fault. That's the algorithm's fault. You take it up with the algorithm, okay? So, this is how they dress up the interview.
Why would that question upset you? You seem upset by it, are you?
I think you.
And I'm not trying to upset you.
Well, you are upsetting me because the way you're phrasing questions, I think, is not cogent.
It's not what?
Not cogent.
Cogent.
Yes.
Go ahead. Listen, I'm.
They started the sound effect. They started the sound effect, and then they stopped it. It was almost as if someone is editing this in live time, and they were like, "Oh, is he gonna say something epic?" Oh no! Oh.
Honestly, I'm not meaning to offend you. You're an intense person. Where does that intensity come from?
I was born that way. And I had a tough childhood.
You did.
So, yeah.
How so?
Right, Walter Isaacson goes into it in the.
This is a guy who is saying, "Oh, where does that intensity come from? I was born that way. I had a tough childhood, so like my intensity is sort of just a coping mechanism for the fact that I had a rough childhood." And they're trying to make him sound like the coolest guy of all time for making that statement. And I think he did have a tough childhood, right? I don't think it's epic to have a tough childhood. My dad was mean. This is the kind of credit that we give this guy, and he loves it, by the way. This is another issue that I have with Elon, with treating him like this, is he loves this. He feeds into it. It is this cycle of congratulatory posting towards Elon. And by the way, this guy is on social media so often. This guy spends days tweeting. And we are supposed to believe that while he's doing that, he's also in the lab. People want you to believe that he has a soldering iron and he is putting the rockets together. That's the amount of credit we give CEOs. It's not just Elon Musk. Other CEOs get this insane, stupid credit. It used to be Bill Gates. We used to give Bill Gates this kind of credit, right? Before the public conscience kind of turned on him and it split or whatever. But we used to give Bill Gates, look at his epic mugshot. Did you know that Bill Gates actually made every single computer for Microsoft? No, he's just the head of the company. He's the head of the company, so he is able to take credit for the people below him. People don't understand how company structures work. If you are at the head of the company today in the society we live in, you get to take credit for all the stuff everyone below you does. And that's just how it works, okay? And people, at least they don't do, well, they kind of do with Elon Musk what they used to do with Warren Buffett. Do you remember what they did with Warren Buffett? Oh, this guy has $1 billion, but he still eats McDonald's every day. That sucks. Okay? That sucks. That's not cool. That's annoying to me because he has $1 billion and he's not even having fun with it. If you believe in wealth redistribution, Warren Buffett should be the first to go, because it's like you're doing the stuff I'm doing with the $1 billion, and that makes me mad. So we always try to give these billionaires all this credit for being epic, for being cool. We're gonna get into it, but Elon Musk wants credit for being a world-class video game player. He wants credit for being an excellent physicist. These things are not true. Why does the public play in to these billionaires' self-ideas? I will tell you, it's because we have a mass psychosis in this country where we have to justify why these people have so much while other people have so little, right? So if money is the way that you indicate your value, and these people have billions of dollars, and there's other people who are, whatever you want to say, morally upright, hardworking, dedicated, they produce a lot, who don't have that much capital, you have to find a way to justify that. And the more wealth inequality separates, the crazier our justification has to become. God, I burped in the middle of such a good run there. I was on a roll and then I burped. But anyway, when you have this guy who has hundreds of billions, so many billions of dollars, you have two options. One is to say he doesn't deserve it. One is to say that is unfair. One is to say that the way that like money pools and the way that like capital can compound on top of itself in this society is not a good way of running things, right? Or you have to go into the depths of your own psyche to try to justify why this guy has so much money. So the way people do that is they watch his appearances on Joe Rogan and they clip up what he's saying and they go, look how smart this guy is. Look how epic this guy is. This guy is good at literally everything. Every conceivable thing, this guy is good at it. So he deserves $1 billion while I deserve to work at Shake Shack. And on my break, I watch Elon Musk edits, right? Okay. So, yes, in the chat, thank you so much. Bill Gates is an IP gremlin, right? Elon Musk is a habitual liar when it comes to his abilities in other fields. So, everybody knows about this stuff. So I'm going to play this clip very briefly.
I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much. I'm living the meme. It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know.
You, by the way, don't look away. Don't you look away, because you created this. You created this in 2013, 14, when you heard about Elon Musk, and it was like, this guy's revolutionizing everything. He has open IP. He's gonna be the next Jesus Christ. And you bought it. You created this. Okay? You do not look away.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm living the meme. It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know. The sort of the left wanted to make comedy illegal, you know. Yeah. Like you can't make fun of anything. So then it's like comedy sucks. It's like nothing's funny. You can't make fun of anything.
Why does he do a surfer voice also? He's done enough ketamine where like the vortex that he has had to pass through, like the K-hole, is moving at such a rapid rate that he's surfing on it. He's surfing in the barrel of the K-hole right now. That's what you're hearing.
It's like legalized comedy. Yeah. Legalized comedy.
And you've chosen to decide. You're sitting here in a MAGA hat. What's it? You know, how did that happen? What was the moment
It's like,
you know?
Okay, I do like his grin. Can I say this? Can I say that? I do like the way he was grinning there. But we did this. We allowed this guy this like level of clout in the public conscience where it's like, okay, not only are we going to treat you like a really rich guy who is really, really good at putting companies together, getting smart people together, being a pretty hands-on CEO, right? You take all those things, and it's like, we're going to give you the credit of unlimited social acumen. We are going to allow you to talk about, by the way, the make comedy legal thing is particularly annoying as someone who does comedy. It sounds like I'm giving you a credential of like something horrible that happened to me. As a person of comedy, as a person who does stand up, let me just say this. There are comedians that watched that and went, "This is cool." And that wrought upon us such dark times in stand-up. I cannot even begin to describe them, okay? I go to the Comedy Store and I see people on stage and I go, should we all just stop? All right. So anyway, my theory on the Elon stuff on this is, because people, I'm gonna talk to the detractors of what I'm saying right now. People will go, oh, you're talking bad about Elon Musk. He's super smart. What are you saying? How about you make $1 billion? That's a big one. How about you? Oh, where's your billions of dollars? Where's your companies? Blah blah blah. I call this the Conor McGregor effect. Okay. When you achieve anything in this country, we give you license to say and do whatever you want for the rest of time. Once you achieve anything in this country, all the brakes are off. You have a blank check to say whatever you want. So Conor McGregor had a great run in the UFC. excellent. Beat Jose Aldo in that crazy knockout. Had those great wins. Had that had that back and forth with Nate Diaz, which in retrospect it's like that was a back and forth, and we're saying this guy's like top 5 all time. Anyway, he had a great run. There is no taking that away from him. But then once he like retires, does the fake retirement, he calls people out for 5 years and goes, I would beat Ilya Topuria, I would beat this guy, I would beat that guy. And everybody has to sit there and listen to the people who like him be like, that's true. But Conor McGregor could be 80 years old and calling out whoever the champion, like lightweight in the UFC at that point is, and there would still be McGregor fans on their walkers with an IV full of whiskey trailing behind them going, he could do it. He could do it. He has aura. That's what we're doing to this guy. All right. Now, on top of that, Elon was bullied very heavily as a kid, had a bad childhood. I knew kids like this. All right. What they do is they create this world in their head where they're the coolest guy ever. It's an overcorrection, right? They overcorrect. They go, oh, people don't seem to like me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this character in my head where everybody likes me. I'm the coolest guy ever. And we've allowed him to run with that, which is not good. You have to stop that. That has to meet the wall at some point. I'm going to show you this person's video. Her name is Angela. I forget her last name, but I have it on the video. And she has a YouTube channel about physics. It's very, very good. She is incredibly knowledgeable about physics. And check this out.
Elon Musk finds it very important to bring up that, he's trained in physics. He has a bachelor's degree in physics, and...
Well, I do have a physics background. That's helpful as a foundation.
And very specifically, he got into a PhD program, very prestigious, very exclusive, and then he dropped out because it's very important to him to do the things.
I just have to say this. The whole, like, dropout fascination we have in this country with people like, oh, they dropped out of college to start this business. That has led to so many SoundCloud rappers doing the same thing and thinking that they're Elon Musk. It's actually really sad. It's actually done a lot of damage in this country.
He dreamed to do, which was, work illegally in our country as an illegal immigrant. Except, here's a link to this thing that went around Twitter, and it's a picture of Elon Musk's homework.
Okay. Now, I look at this, I look at that equation, I go, damn, this guy's really smart. I'm the target audience for stuff like this. If you're asking, like, who's dumb enough to fall for the idea that this guy is smart because he does physics like that, that's me. I see a bunch of numbers on a paper, I will follow you into battle. If you are able to put numbers on top of other numbers, and then you have symbols that I don't know the meaning to, I go, damn, I will let you manage my 401k. So I have to repress my primal urges to look at a bunch of numbers and immediately defer to that person here.
Obviously from undergrad physics 1 class, but he's talking about it like it's a very impressive, rigorous derivation of an example that's in Survey and Jewett. Like, okay, Elon Musk. I mean, wow. In countries that value academics like China and India and Norway, you couldn't reach age 15 without doing this math.
And that makes me sad, kind of. And I'm going to be honest, that does bum me out. That does bum me out that, like, this, I'm going to expand it really quick. This is what he shared right here. Do we see that? And, I see the scribbles. I see that little figure there with the like XY axis and the little graph. And because of my American education, I go, okay, give that guy whatever he wants. Give him $1 billion, give him a big plot of land. But that's who he's tricking, is me. He's tricking guys like me into thinking those things about him. Do we understand that? Someone in the chat says, yeah, that looks like the standard beginning engineering homework. I remember doing that in school. Again, Karen the Dragon, that is your name in the chat. If you were to walk up to me on the street and show me that, I would go, how much money do you need and where do I put it? Okay? This is the problem with the issues in American education. I am the problem with the issues in American education is if you let education break down for long enough, anyone who can do literally anything and make it look like they are smart will take control. You read a book that was hard for me? All right, man. Send me into space. Put me on the capsule. I'm ready. But it doesn't just stop there, folks. It doesn't just stop at pretending to be really good at physics. And by the way, this is something multiple billionaires have done. Okay, Bill Gates did it, Elon did it, like, Bezos is the one guy who actually has, like, a level of credentials in physics, and he's the only humble one where he's like, yeah, it was too hard for me. That's probably the case. You have these guys who want to be smart, and they try to do the smart thing, which is be a physicist. And then they realize that's too hard, and they go, I'm just going to start a business and convince people that I'm really smart. That's the formula in this country. But it's not just that. It's not just that. He also has to pretend to be a really good video gamer.
Shooting rockets into space, making e-vehicles, starting a new department of the government. I actually let myself think maybe he actually is an alien, because there's just no way, unless he's paying people to do it for him, which obviously he's not.
Okay. So Duncan Trussell, man, and this is like tough for me. I don't want to go too hard because I do love Duncan Trussell. I love a lot of the stuff he did. I love what's that, Midnight Library, or the animated show he did on Netflix. I really liked it. It made me feel good during the pandemic. This is a problem with someone who their mind is a little bit too open, right? Because Duncan says there's two possibilities, right? There is Elon Musk is an alien from outer space who took a human corporeal form and is now bestowing us with the blessings of his, I guess, humor or whatever. Or he's paying someone to do stuff for him. And those two in the public mind are 50-50. It's either or. We don't know, right? It's really Midnight Gospel. Thank you. It's really, really tough to communicate with people who are thinking this way. And this is the kind of idea that goes into like medical conspiracy theories, where it's like, listen, either, doctors are right, or I have to melt down a bunch of plastic and drink it because the plastic in my body will bind with it and it will pass through my body, which is something a guy with 10,000 Instagram followers told me. And that's 50-50 in their mind, right? So let's get more into the video game thing.
I think maybe he actually is an alien, because there's just no way, unless he's paying people to do it for him, which obviously he's not.
He then proceeds to walk up to his map device and go to put a map.
Okay, so I don't know a lot about video games, so this guy, Quinn69TV on YouTube, did a breakdown where Elon basically did like a playthrough of one of the games that he says he is one of the top guys in the world at, and he makes mistakes that a guy who just started playing would make.
The literal first thing you learn upon getting to the end game is how to operate this map device. You're going to start off at a node, and then from that node you can go to adjacent connected maps. Now, Elon, he's trying to click.
Oh, he's trying to do the map that's not in the chain.
It's so that kid in elementary school who, even when he loses a game on the playground, goes, "No, I won. No, I'm actually really good at video games." Oh, well, why didn't you win? Oh, you cheated. You actually cheated.
He's just clicking a map repeatedly, trying to access it. He was not eligible to enter that map. He then goes on to say, "Oh, kid you."
This is max difficulty on hardcore.
I have to play this part again. Yeah, the Path of Exile 2. So listen to him. Listen to what he Elon Musk is saying about his own video game playing.
I'm gonna say, "Oh, kid you."
This is max difficulty on hardcore. If there's a way to get higher difficulty, I don't know what it is, but
again, guy like me hears him saying that, and I go, "Oh wow, it's legit." He's saying things like max difficulty. That's the kind of thing a video game player would say.
This is everything maxed out.
Path of Exile has boss fights and end-game bosses, which are quote-unquote difficult battles, which Elon actually did do in one of his streams, where he just went into the end-game boss and died repeatedly to it. Map.
This is crazy. This is a guy with billions of dollars. But this is the kind of person who is compelled to try and acquire that much money and is willing to do the things that are required to get that kind of money. It is a person with bottomless needs. This is a person who cannot be happy. Right? It's like if he claimed to be an expert Mario player and immediately tried running left. That's exactly what it's like. And the question is, why would you lie about this if you're already considered one of the most capable people in the world? You have everything you could have ever wanted, I hope. I mean, no, that's actually not true. He has everything that a normal person would have ever wanted, right? Unlimited money, unlimited comfort. You can do whatever you want. You can oversee your companies, but you can also kind of be low key, so you're not getting all this like public backlash or whatever, right? But he decides to not only be in the public eye, but by being in the public eye, he decides to just lie over and over again about his accomplishments. There is a pattern of behavior here. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is a pattern of behavior that is very indicative of a guy who had the upbringing that he had. If you are bullied, if you are like brought down as a young person, that does this thing to the regulation part of your expectations, right? Because if you're around people, if people generally accept you, your expectations for your own life generally are reflected by regular people, and they kind of come down to a baseline level. If you are not around people, your self-grandeur can increase to this insane level because you are not being held accountable for the things that you're like and it gets to this point where you can make this much money, have this much power, and you're still lying about how good you are at video games.
Are just farming. You go into maps and you farm them for loot and experience. They're not the most difficult battles, and I don't know if he's trying to deceive people watching a stream into thinking that he's doing some insanely hard thing, whenever he's literally doing something you do to effectively grind or...
So, bold-faced lying about the video game thing, about the physics thing, exaggerating, whatever you want to say. But the question becomes, how does a guy so rich, how does a guy with so much money become this?
I am become meme.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you become this? Well, I actually have a theory on this. People can be lifted up in society to a point where they can do nothing but fall. Right? If you keep getting blank checks by the general public, if you keep doing stuff that should harbor ridicule, and yet ridicule is not brought on by your actions, you keep going up and up, and it keeps getting shakier and shakier for you. Right? Because there's no accountability. Do you know what who this happened to? It's actually very interesting. You know who this happened to? Robert Plant. All right. During a performance, does anybody? Robert Plant, coolest guy ever. Check the bulge, coolest guy ever. Right? Led Zeppelin, lead singer, top of their power. Incredible performer, incredible singer. The voice of a generation. He's playing Stairway to Heaven. Some of you know this clip. Don't spoil it for anyone else. He's playing Stairway to Heaven. He does the part of the song where he goes, and the voices will echo with laughter. Cool part of the song. The intonation on laughter is awesome. I can't play it here because of copyright stuff. But after he says laughter, he decides to do an ad-lib. You want to know why he decides to do an ad-lib? Because he's the coolest guy in the world. So of course he's going to do an ad-lib. Of course he's going to add something to this perfect song. What does he add? So picture he just sang, and the voices will echo with laughter. Remember laughter? Sorry, I don't know if it played. One sec. Does anybody remember laughter? And then you can kind of see it. He's ashamed of what he just did. Backs up. He kind of has this smirk on his face like, damn, what did I just say? Robert Plant has a better regulatory system than Elon Musk. Because when Robert Plant does this, does anybody remember laughter? He immediately reacts like, what was that about? If you have enough social capital, the chances that you are going to do something insane and then double down on it and then triple down on it are so high. It happened to DaBaby. Remember DaBaby? It happens to so many celebrities that we put up on this super, super high pedestal. Is they will eventually make an ass of themselves by the virtue that they think they can do anything. They think they're invincible. Right? I just want to take you through Another thing that really irks me is how comfortable Elon Musk is with making predictions. It's another thing that comes from the amount of grace that he gets in interviews and in the public and all that. And it's also, there's a nefarious side of this, where he's also making these predictions because of his stocks, right? If the head of a company can go on a TV show and be like, we're getting blowjob robots tomorrow. I'm making them. They're going to everybody. They're going to be $1 a piece, but I'm going to make $45 billion from them. And you have these sycophants that are like, yes. that makes sense. It's similar to the bed thing I talked about in the last live. It doesn't have to be real. It just has to sound good. It doesn't have to be real. It just has to sound good. Right? That's the world we live in. You are not beholden to your predictions that are wrong as long as you have done one thing right. Because people will keep pointing at that one thing and they will go, well, the next prediction will be right. Well, that didn't work out, but that was because of other circumstances, which sounds like it makes sense until you look at all of the predictions here that are wrong. This is just about self-driving vehicles. Tesla and self-driving vehicles. Look at that bar to the right. Okay, we got two correct ones here. We have two kind of correct ones there. The rest of these were wrong. You rarely see that. You rarely see people being held accountable in any way to their predictions. Because the prediction itself is the goal. If you can go on an interview on TV, whatever, and say, I'm going to make a rocket car that will fly, or imply that you're going to make a rocket car that will fly, that will be consumer ready, and that an insurance company will, for some reason, insure. By the way, insurance companies do not insure houses with trampolines. Your kid, if they see that your kid is on a trampoline, they're like, your family actually should die. Your family. An insurance company will see a trampoline in your yard and they will go, actually, if something bad happens, your family should have nothing. That's the insurance company motto. Is if you have a trampoline, your children will be in the streets. But this flying car thing, I'm serious about it. Like, listen to this.
You have been tweeting about the updates in the roadsters. There's something that we should expect?
Sure. You did mention the roadster. So, look, I don't want to give away.
Listen to how he keys this up too. This is what he's really excited about. You can tell. He's like, oh, so you asked about the roadster, so here we go. So he's locking in, but then notice what we get.
The roadsters. There's something that we should expect?
Sure. You did mention the roadster. So, look, I don't want to give away, much more than what I've said publicly, except that the roadster will be a collaboration between SpaceX and Tesla. So
he keys up the roadster thing like he's going to say something. And then he goes, well, I can't really say a lot, but I can say this. It's going to be a collaboration between SpaceX and Tesla.
You can expect some rockety stuff there.
A flying car?
Maybe.
You have been tweeting about.
That's not because he actually thinks. Maybe he does. There's a thing where it's like, I don't know how much of his own stuff he buys. It's hard to know. I think it is a pretty high degree. The problem is not that. The problem is when you're making predictions like this, you have financial incentive to do so because it raises your stock prices. So when he does his recent interview, I forget who the woman is with The Economist, but he does his recent interview. And within a few turns, she goes, oh, well, what do you think the future will look like? It's something about money. I forget exactly what she says, but he goes, I actually don't think money will be real in 10 years. I don't think money will matter because we're going to have so much comfort from AI. He goes, we're going to have so much comfort from AI that money won't matter. Okay? So, when you say something like that, it should raise red flags, as in, okay, so how will AI make people's lives better if we don't have jobs and we don't have universal basic income? And he goes, well, we should have universal basic income. You're not pushing for it, brother. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy that we keep allowing him to do this as a society, and I think we need it to stop. I think we need to stop this.
Offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
When you had that third failure in a row?
You do care, though. You have to make this guy AI. You have to put like the AI filter over this guy, and you have to put this music over it for anything for him to say to be compelling or interesting. That's exactly, wait, in the chat brings me so much. Thank you so much, guys. He's just talking like a 20-year-old guy smoking weed in his dorm room at 2 with his buddies. That's the target audience. Okay? That's the target audience for stuff like this. That's exactly who I'm talking about.
Offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
When you had that third failure in a row?
Could you? I don't think these are real videos. Can you imagine if he did like 3 Challenger explosions? The implication of this is that he did 3 Challengers.
Care.
When you had that third failure in a row? Did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.
Only 4 entities have launched a space capsule into orbit and successfully brought it back to the Earth. The United States, Russia, China, and Elon Musk.
Which is, by the way, like, it's cool. That's a cool thing to do. That's a feather in your cap. Bring a space capsule back. To credit just Elon Musk for that, as if he's building the capsules himself. The dude hired the people to do the thing. Okay? And he took the credit. He is a credit merchant, and I am no longer standing for it. I'm no longer standing for it. It makes me crazy to see people allow this over and over and over again. Okay? So, in conclusion, I'd like to say a few things here. What we can do moving forward to stop things like this. A, understand how hierarchies work in companies, and understand that if you are at the top of the company, you will absolutely always take credit for the people below you. Stuff that they did, because you think that paying them gives you that right. You think that paying the people beneath you means that their successes and their intelligence belongs to you, right? Stop doing that. Number 2, stop looking at epic edits without seeing the source. Because this...
How great was watching him realize in real time how stupid Don Lemon is?
What do you mean by woke mind virus? Woke mind virus is when you stop caring about people's skills and their integrity, and you start focusing instead on gender.
What he just said in the camera, that's not... He's not voicing anything that's
How
happening.
great was
woke mind virus? Woke mind virus is when you stop caring about people's skills and their integrity, and you start focusing instead on gender and race and other things that are different from that. This whole idea about...
This is us. This guy in the bottom right corner. This is humanity. This is the world right here. We need to stop this. We need to cut this out. Okay? For a guy who doesn't like the media, he sure does a lot of interviews too. Can I just say that? So, in conclusion, stop making edits. Stop bolstering up these people. Understand that it's an unfair system. And there are very capable people who make a lot of money. But money is not congruent to what you deserve. This is not a system where you make the amount of money that you deserve. Okay? We all know this. Conservatives know this, but they cite Hollywood instead of business. But go ahead, cite Hollywood. That's fine. At least you're making the connection that the money you make is not congruent with what you do and what you put out. So we don't have to keep justifying the fact that this guy makes $1 billion every second. It's not because he's so cool. It's not because he's able to play video games at such a high level. So, I hope you all enjoyed this live. Please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for being in the chat. And as always, have a good one.